Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please rise and join me in the pledge? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you very much. I'm Jeff Benton, President of the Board this year. To my right is our Vice President, fellow Commissioner Gary Merrill. To my left is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis, and our Deputy Administrator and General Counsel Eric Hostetler, and Deputy Administrator Don Houston. Our clerks today, Allie Glisich and Jennifer Walraven. We can begin.
Resolution number 26-360, in the matter of approving electronic record of proceedings from regulated meeting held May 21st, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 26-360. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment today. That brings us to item number 3. Resolution number 26-361, in the matter of approving purchase orders and in-house certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0527 and memo transfers in batch number MT APR 0527.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 26-361. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 26-362, in the matter of canceling the Delaware County Commissioners' sessions scheduled for Thursday, June 25th, 2026, Thursday, July 2nd, 2026, Monday, July 6th, 2026, and Monday, July 13th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 26-362. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 26-363, in the matter of delegating temporary authority to the county administrator.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 26-363. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
For item number 6, we have a guest this morning with the Executive Director of Bridges Community Action and Partnership with Champaign, Delaware, Logan, Madison, Shelby, and Union Counties. Has an update and an annual report for you.
Great, that's a lot of counties.
That's a lot of counties.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Certainly
welcome,
is,
Andy.
Certainly is. Good morning, honorable commissioners. Barb, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Andy.
So, I'm telling you, that's fast. I wish our board meetings go that quick. We go pretty quick, but boy, that is efficient parliament procedure. Appreciate it, appreciate it. So once again, my name's Andrew Benniger, and I'm the Executive Director at Bridges Community Action Partnership. I've been the Executive Director since 2019. I come in on November 19th, and we all know what happened in March of 2020, the great COVID, and so it threw everything into a tailspin. So during that time, our agency budget went from about $6 million to over $24 million, practically overnight. Now we've shrunk back down. We're back down to about 8 to 9, which you can see there. But what I wanted to just talk to you today was our annual report, just to give you a little bit about what we do for the good folks here in Delaware County. Our office is located at 555 Sunbury Road, out on the edge of town. We are looking for a new place. If anybody's got any places, so I just want to put that plug in. We're kind of looking. We'd like to have some place a little closer in town. And of course, rent's not cheap in here in Delaware County, but if we get a little cheaper rent, that would help us. So if you know anything, I'm just going to do that. What I would like to say is I've got some highlights here I'd like to point out to you in our annual report. And the first one for 2025 was on page 6, was the government shutdown. So what basically for that is it was the cash flow. That was the biggest thing. We can weather that. We've got unrestricted funds in our we're a private nonprofit organization, but as it drug on longer and longer than it ever had, it got a little tight there towards the end. So just wanted to bring that up. That was our highlight for 25. We made it okay. What we come out of there learning is we need to diversify our funding, which is what any good business should do. So we shouldn't be so dependent upon all of our federal and state grants. So we're looking more in private corporate dollars and seeing how we can make that work. So that's the highlight on that. And if you have any questions, just weigh me down. I'll go fast here. I know you folks are busy. Next one is, I just wanted to show you on page 16, we had our officers, God, I'm getting tongue-tied here, officers, and I wanted to show that our treasurer is Carrie Hunt, who is here with Delmore Housing here in Delaware County, so I just wanted to show you that. So Delaware is as part of our executive committee. Let's see here, what was my next one here? I got a little tag here. So page 20 is a little story about our Delaware County office about assisting a young mother living in a mobile home. We provided a new furnace for her household, gave her the maximum benefit available with her tax return, ensured her home would be warm, cold months, and we got her heat, and we continue to do it. And our VITA program is, Delaware is our strongest county that we do here for volunteer tax clinic. No surprise there. It's been traditionally been Delaware's our biggest one that we have with our free tax clinic. And then on page 23, just wanted to show you another one about the our impact with HEAP and our outreach events at our senior housing communities that we do here in Delaware County. Strong support. We see people through those, and by default, we help them with whatever we can help them with. So that's kind of our motto, and no wrong door. You come in for one thing, chances are we're going to get you a whole lot more if we can. That's just our motto. That's how I live. Also, just wanted to show you here, I like to do a one-pager, and that's what I do this for 6 counties, like we say, Delaware, Madison, Union, Champaign, Logan, and Shelby. I can't learn them alphabetically. I got to do them the way I've got them in my e-brain here. And so I just want to show you this, that we helped 2,810 households in Delaware County. That's about 26.7% of our total that we did. We did 15,378 in our service territory. So HEAP and winter summer crisis was 2,443. We helped home repair with our HWAP, Home Weatherization Assistance Program, home repair and EPP with 113 homes. And you can see our tax assistance there with 254. We got over $250,000 back to the good citizens of Delaware County and saved them about $76,200, which I'd like to think they keep it here and they buy stuff here in Delaware County, which is always a good thing. So that concludes. I won't take up a lot of your time. I do want to say thank you to Jeff Sell, who is your representative to our board. He's for BART, and so he was there last night, and we had a great meeting, and I said I was coming over here, and he said, tell y'all hello. And Bob Anderson's also on our committee, or on our board, and we like JFS and all that. One more news of note is that, and you might have seen it in the news, but our grants, our Home Energy Assistance Program, our HWAP program, PIP program is going from, in the state of Ohio, from the Ohio Department of Development to the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. So they just transferred all those over. So doesn't mean anything as far as our funding or anything like that, but just administratively we'll be now under, it's our own section. We have our own section under ODJFS, which is nice for us because then we can, a lot of times we hope that it'll eliminate those barriers between getting information from one department to another. So we don't have to send them somewhere. We can just get in the system and see what we need for them. So be a little bit more efficient. So I'd like to tell all the commissioners, if you say, what? They go on with JFS, we're not going to be in JFS, but we're going to get our funding from them. So just want to let everybody know. So any questions? I know I went quickly.
Yes, Andy, and first of all, thank you for your great service, and you've done a great job for several years now. So that's that longevity is important, and thanks to Jeff. For serving, Jeff Sell, and also Bob for being on the board and representing the county. Could you explain what the tax assistant program is so people know what that is?
Sure.
People listening.
It's you can make, I believe the income guideline now, we receive a grant through the United Way of Central Ohio, and it helps pay for our coordinator that we do that goes through our 6 counties. And then we we have volunteers that go through training to be certified through the IRS. And we do a tax clinic at our office out on Sunbury. And then we have another one here in town that we do. And it is to help people who make probably, I know what the new one is. It's under $75,000.
Okay.
And we help them with their taxes. We do free taxes. Simple. I mean, if you have a lot of investments and things like that, we generally refer you on to somebody. But we can pretty much help everybody get their taxes. So I tell all my staff, don't pay for it. Come, use us as a tax service.
Yes.
And we do it once a week here in Delaware County, twice a week here in Delaware County, and then once every day, and then on Saturday, from January till April 15th. We get people back.
I remember that as being such a great service for people.
Yeah,
Boy.
more people need to know about that. There's no sense in paying for it when you can come and, especially seniors.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, if they need to do it, come and see it.
Can get that.
And we can help you with not just your current one, we can go 3 years back too. We can help you file your taxes 3 years back, so.
Oh, great,
Yeah,
great.
it's a
Thank
great
you.
service, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Any-
Comments, questions, Commissioner?
I don't have any questions, I don't think. Many years ago, I served on the board,
Okay.
but you were back, I think there were 3 counties then, Madison, Union, and Delaware.
DMU.
And the meetings were in Union County, as I recall.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to a meeting in Union County.
Yeah, back then, so I was unaware your office now in Delaware County, or?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you said there's your annual revenue budget is about 8 to 9 million.
Operating.
What's the bigger components of that? Where
The
is
bigger is our home energy assistance program, the utility assistance that we run, our weatherization program, which is we have 2 crews, and then we contract a lot of our, going in and making homes more energy efficient. And then our tax clinic, that's our third one that we have.
But where does that money come from?
The weatherization is DOE, Department of Energy,
Okay.
and Health and Human Services. And then we also have a lot of leverage funds through like Warm Choice, AEP, AES, Community Connections. I got a bunch of them. I mean, there's just a bunch of them that we leverage. And then HEAP is HHS, that's
Okay.
Health and Human Services.
Okay.
And then the tax clinic is our Community Services Block Grant, which makes us a community action agency. If we didn't have that grant, we wouldn't be able to be called a community action. And that's nationwide. So there's 48 community actions in the state of Ohio covering all 88 counties. And then there's about 1,100 community actions in all the states and even Puerto Rico. And I'm still trying to get it to a conference in Hawaii. There's got to be some conference in Hawaii. But anyway,
Especially in
we just got
January.
back from Seattle for one of the conferences. So that's the closest I could get.
Well, all right. Well, Andy, thank you for the update. Thank you
you.
for the continued work helping the citizens who need some help
All right.
on those issues. We appreciate it.
You're
Yes.
more than welcome. If you need anything, give me a call.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
very
much.
Andy.
Appreciate it.
Great
Yep.
seeing you.
Item number 7, Director of Communications James Haas and Alex McCarthy, our Director of Delaware County Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, have a presentation on severe weather.
All right,
Good morning, Commissioners. Jane Hawes, Director of Communications, and
Good morning, Commissioners. Alex McCarthy, Director of Emergency Management for the county.
so we are taking the opportunity today to sort of give you a formal unveiling on a video that Alex and I started working on last year. Originally, it was intended to be debuted at the State of the County, but when the last-minute need for the property tax reform video came up, we thought, we'll save this till a little later. The timing will still be very good for its purposes. So basically, we began working on this because it has been a perennial issue and concern for everybody. In our office, I know definitely with EMA, but also with 911 and with EMS. And basically that's severe weather and how our residents and visitors learn about the threat of severe weather when it occurs. So each severe weather season, whether it's snow and ice season or thunderstorms and tornadoes, each season provides challenges for people when they need to get accurate information correctly and quickly. This video that we created in less than 2 minutes tells them about the information tools that are available because, and this has been the perennial concern, it is more than just outdoor warning sirens. I know we do all hear from people when they're like, I couldn't hear it in my house. And your office continually every year has to explain that's not what the intention is for that particular tool. But the good news is there are many other tools that are available to people. So this video that we're going to play for you today, and then we're going to be rolling it out on our websites and on our social media, explains that, hopefully in a quick and easy to digest way. So let's.
Severe weather can happen fast. Delaware County offers different ways to know what's coming and how to stay safe. If you're indoors when weather looks threatening, you can use your phone or a weather radio to receive a wireless emergency alert, a Delco alert, or a snow level alert. If you're outdoors, your phone can receive these same alerts. And you can also listen for outdoor warning sirens. Here's how to make sure you receive important weather alerts. Weather radios can be purchased online or at most big box retailers. A basic model costs around $40. Emergency alerts are usually set up as a default on most smartphones. You can also set them up by going to Settings, Notifications, and scrolling until you see Government Alerts or Wireless Emergency Alerts. These alerts are sent by the federal government based on your phone's location. Delco alerts come from the National Weather Service and cover a wider range of severe weather conditions. Sign up for Delco alerts on our website. Snow level alerts are text issued by the Delaware County Sheriff's Office and sent to anyone who has signed up for them. Subscribe by texting Delco Snow to 888-777. Outdoor warning siren coverage is wide, but not border to border within the county. If you're outdoors and in range of one, you should hear it. Sirens are not designed to be heard indoors, though you could hear one if you live close enough. Want to know more about weather preparedness? Please visit our website.
So special thanks as always to Outsider Video and Motion Graphics, the video production firm that we work with every year. They brought a lot of imagination to the script that Alex and I developed, and hopefully this helps people. So Alex is going to share a little bit more information about the different types, and take it away.
Yeah, and thank you, Jane, and your team for helping to coordinate that video. When it comes to disaster response capabilities in a community, one of the most important capabilities that we need to have in place is an effective way to notify and warn residents when we have impending disasters, most of which around here, unfortunately, are weather-related. And there are a variety of different ways that we accomplish this in Delaware County, because we believe in a strategy of having a multi-tiered notification and warning strategy. One of the most familiar to our residents, of course, are the outdoor warning sirens, the tornado sirens. Anytime that there's a tornado warning issued in our county, or if we have a credible report of a tornado or funnel cloud, those sirens will get set off. You might be able to hear those from inside your home if you live close enough, as the video said, but these sirens are ultimately intended to be heard by people who are outside in public places. We've got a lot in campgrounds, village squares, public parks. That way, if people aren't paying attention to their phones or don't have another way of receiving those warnings, they'll be able to hear the sirens and know to go indoors. For folks who count on hearing the sirens as being their only method of notification, if they're inside on a hot summer day with shut windows and air conditioning running, it's going to be very challenging to hear those. And that's why we want to make sure people are aware of some of the other platforms we have here in the county. Delco Alerts are Delaware County's opt-in notification and warning system. That program is currently run by the Delaware County Emergency Communications Department, our 911 operators in the county, and it is an opt-in platform where you can go ahead online and register to receive those. I think Jane has a few additional comments on these.
With that one, it's also, I think, important that we note that you can sign up for these even if you don't live or physically located in the county. A lot of people, we've found out, use these if they want to keep tabs on weather conditions. Maybe they have an elderly parent who lives in the area, but they're in another state, but they want to know. Also, where your children's school may be located or your place of business. So that's where basically they're not based on just where your phone is located. So.
And one of the benefits of Delco Alerts is it will provide warnings for more than just tornado warnings out there. We've been getting a lot of alerts lately for severe thunderstorm watches or even tornado watches where we get several hours from receiving that Delco alert until the storms actually move through. That gives us time to consider what our protective measures are going to be if there is a tornado that occurs, and that gives us plenty of time to prepare. As the video talked about, we've got Delco snow alerts that can be sent out to residents in the event that the Sheriff's Office declares a snow emergency. This has obviously been one of our more impactful winters in a while where we had plenty of those kinds of alerts issued. Our office, Delaware County Emergency Management, can send out wireless emergency alerts which would go to anybody's cell phone in the event that we need people to take immediate actions to protect their lives. Additionally, those kind of alerts will also go to local radio as well as local television stations. So that's a very effective way to alert residents, again, when we need them to take emergency actions to keep themselves safe. Now, in my opinion, NOAA weather radios are one of your best options for indoor weather preparedness. There are many different brands out there, many different varieties. They're generally pretty inexpensive at big box stores or Amazon.com. And what's great about these is they'll receive whatever weather warnings that you program into it that you want to see. A lot of us are very concerned about tornadoes, but even severe thunderstorms can sometimes create very impactful damage. We've had storms around Ohio with 100 and even 120 mile an hour straight line winds at the surface. No tornado or tornado warning with that, but enough to damage property. When we have a lot of when we live here in Delaware County, we have a lot of overnight storms and things like that, and weather radios do a great job at waking people up in the middle of the night if there is a safety action that they need to take. So with that, just again, here in Delaware County, we have a decent system here of multiple different ways that residents can receive warnings.
So I don't know if you have any questions or comments on this?
Questions or comments?
Just
Commissioner Merrill?
appreciate the job you guys do, and in fact, you're speaking, your department's speaking at Rotary Club next month, so
Yes, sir.
for them, so appreciate all that you do.
Yeah. The timing will be good. Can you show the
Yeah.
video there?
What the plan is.
Yeah.
I can talk with Scott about that, yeah.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alex, we were talking before the session that all the rains that have happened in the last week or so still haven't done any serious flooding in the area, which is really hard to believe, but good news, certainly.
Yeah, and here in Delaware County, we've got a couple of significant reservoirs, thanks to some Army Corps projects, and those reservoirs are meant to hold back water to prevent flooding downstream. So we are seeing water back up behind the Delaware Reservoir, for instance, right now. The water levels we're seeing is about on par with what we see about once a year, every spring over there. So there are some current road closures. I believe Gearheiser and Horseshoe Road are still closed. ODOT's keeping an eye on 229 behind the lake. But in terms of impacts to residential properties, we haven't seen a significant amount of that over here. The heaviest rainfall rates as of late seem to be keeping south of us.
Yeah, it's good to hear. Amazing how much rain we got.
Yes.
We haven't had the flooding, so tribute to the planners who created those reservoirs and everything else. How many people have signed up for Delco Alert? I know it's many thousands. I use it and have been.
Yeah.
I don't have the number on the top of my head. I know that if you look at opt-in systems nationwide, statistically, it's between 15 and 25% of residents will utilize it. One of the things I'd love to see here in Delaware County is a much higher proportion. I know last I checked, we were still within that approximate statistic range.
I'll ask and find out. We
Yeah,
can
'cause
get
it-
that from 911.
It is very helpful. I mean, we've received alerts
Yeah.
of various types
Yes.
over the years.
And they're wonderful because residents can literally go in
Yes.
and pick and choose what kind of warnings they want to see. So they don't need to be bogged down by things that that they don't prioritize as much. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you both. Thank you.
Boy,
for the
thank
video.
you.
Thanks for
Thank you
everything.
for the collaboration too. I know Jane has worked closely with Alex on this and vice versa. They definitely stay in touch, but to be proactive and, get the word out again to people this time of year is so important, so.
Yeah, very helpful.
So, thank you.
All right, Jennifer?
Item number 8, resolution number 26-364, in the matter of accepting the sub-grant award of the Leap Forward Grant for the Sheriff's Office and authorizing the county administrator to execute the agreement.
So moved.
Whoop. Second.
Discussion?
Good morning, McElroy, Finance Director, Delaware County Sheriff's Office. This is a grant that the office receives yearly or applies for yearly, and we have been fortunate to receive yearly. The amount hasn't changed very much year after year, but we're still grateful to at least be awarded some funding for this. This does include a cash match from the county as well.
Okay. All right. Comments, questions? Vote, please.
Vote on motion 26-364, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Resolution number 26-365, in the matter of approving a transfer of funds and an advance of funds for the Sheriff's Office.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This would just allow for those funds to go ahead and be transferred. So when the grant does start July 1st, we are able to continue to move forward.
Okay. Questions or comments? Vote, please.
Vote on motion 26-365, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Resolution number
Thank you.
26-366, in the matter of approving an advance of funds, a transfer of appropriations, and a supplemental appropriation.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Justin Navi, Director of Finance. This item's been submitted primarily in relation to a cash advance for the Norris Run Ditch Project, as well as a budget amendment for the 911 Department relating to some electrical works that is planned.
Okay. Questions or comments? Vote, please, Jennifer.
Vote on motion 26-366, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 26-367, in the matter of approving a professional services agreement with Arcadis US Incorporated for engineering services related to NFPA 70E Arc Flash and NFPA 820 analysis of sewer district facilities.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Tiffany Mack, Director of Environmental Services. So this is a study to analyze our electrical systems at all of our pump stations and within our treatment plants as well. This will bring us up to compliance. We're required to do this every 5 years to comply with OSHA and NFPA safety standards. Basically, it'll put all the new labeling at the completion of this study on all of those components that explains the risks and the PPE required and anything that someone would need to know that's going to access that equipment.
Okay. Questions or comments? Vote, please.
Vote on motion 26-367, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Director Mag has her monthly update for environmental services.
Okay, I'll take it out.
Yay.
Great, thanks, Jennifer. All right, so we had a couple plan approvals in the month of May. 23 North Commerce Center. This is 2 warehouse buildings. It's off of Green Meadows Drive, kind of over there near Menards. Not sure what's going in those yet. They haven't submitted an application for anything specific to provide a tap fee. So at this point, we just know that it will be 2 warehouse buildings. Mira Luna is the Romanelli development over in Genoa Township. This is 150 units. This is the project that's bringing that trunk sewer that we need up to serve not only this development, but the future area to the north as well. That's the 24-inch trunk sewer is already installed, and now this is bringing the smaller sewer over to serve their development. And then as far as subdividers agreements, we had, the first one is 3 Strands Holdings. This was on last month. This is just an amendment to allow for a different company to provide the maintenance bond. So you saw this last month. It's just a minor amendment on this one. And then Courtyards on Concord Phase 1. This is that Epcon development that's kind of wrapped in around Tartan Fields Golf Course over there. 30 units in this phase. And then Hidden Creek. This is the Homewood development up off of 3Bs and a K. I'll zoom out a little bit here. So you can see it's kind of just south of Cheshire Road and just on the west side of 71 there. And then Clarkshaw Crossing, this is that large MI development that is off of Sawmill Parkway. I'll zoom out. This is just 26 lots in the next phase. They've had quite a few phases you've seen on session over the past several months, but there you can see just north of Hyatt's Road, south of Clarkshaw. And then finally Jennings Sports Park. This has reached final acceptance there for the Evans Farm soccer and baseball field complex that they have in that area. So month of May, kind of preliminary numbers, we have 422 total new connections year to date through the first 5 months. So we're kind of projecting to be maybe a little over 1,000 if things keep up at this pace. We still have had no multifamily development yet in 2026, which we are expecting some because there are projects that are going forward and nearing completion. So likely we'll be closer to our budgeted number, which is just over 1,300 new connections. So with that, I'll take any questions.
Okay, questions?
Oh, moving right along.
Great.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, Tiffany.
Thank you, Tiffany.
That brings us to administrator reports.
Eric or Don, anything? Okay, Commissioner Lewis?
Yes, let's see. Actually, made a great phone call yesterday to Dustin. Dustin is the gentleman that you all saw at the end of the surprise video that was given at State of the County.
I think that really did surprise you.
It did surprise me. Thank you for
That's
your
great.
kind comments. Oh, my gosh.
Jane
That
was
was-
the mastermind behind that.
That,
It was
oh,
great.
gee, yes.
So did you meet with him or you had a phone call?
I had a phone call with him and thanked him for being willing to be on the video, and he was just wonderful to talk with. He's working now. He's doing well, and I told him how important telling his story was, and that there were some pretty teary-eyed people. I said everybody was listening to every word that he said. And I think he felt good about that because he knew that it really helped stepping up in the program, and gave others too, hopefully, the courage to seek help. And he said, help is available to anyone who needs it. So, I mean, it was just a great phone call. So just a super person. And yes, I was totally surprised. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Last night we had a grant review for Region 18 for the opioid, our opioid region, and we approved. Let's see, Ally. I think it was 12 grants to be sent on to the next level. And then they're also going to be vetted at the next level. The quality of the grants was very good. The grant committee just did a great job. Bob Anderson was on the committee. And Ally has been an indispensable part of this, of our committee. She organizes everything and make certain that we do what we're supposed to do. And so thank you, Ally. Is there anybody else on the grant committee from Delaware? I think it's just Bob. Yeah, it was a 5-person committee, I believe. So chaired by Licking County, Tim Bubb, the commissioner over there. But it was a good meeting, and that's all I had.
Good, thank you. Commissioner Merrill?
Yesterday, I was going to have to make 2 trips to Columbus, which I really didn't want to do. So I ended up, OCCO, I ended up watching it virtually because they did have a virtual option. And then yesterday afternoon, I went back downtown with SEPCO to meet with Cheryl on a particular issue that she asked my involvement in. And one Delaware, I'm sure you're going to mention that as well, but I'm going to beat you to it. Thought that went really, and because I was able to attend virtually, I was able to make one Delaware, but before I was not going to be able to make it. Unfortunately, Verdict wasn't able to be there in person, but I thought the other 2 speakers did a good job. Rachel, whose last name I don't know.
Rachel Ray.
From Westerville, and Chad Smith from our economic development did both, at the spur of the moment, did a great job filling in. And I had met the PPG gentleman, Todd LeClaire, last summer for the 60th anniversary of PPG. I went out and took the tour. He happened to be, gave the tour. We went one of the first groups. It's impressive what they're doing out there and the growth that we're going to see with them and Verdict.
Right.
And
they've got a lot more land out there.
yeah, about 110 acres,
Yeah.
which they pointed out when I took my tour, but about 45 acres going to be for this new addition.
Yeah.
And
Still have
they've
more beyond that.
got more room for further expansion, which presumably we'll see down the road.
Right.
And Central Region meeting tomorrow in Marion at, I know Tracy and I believe you're attending. Commissioner Lewis, I don't know if you're attending or not. But the Central Region and COYC we have at noon today.
Yep.
Over in Union County.
Yeah, the Vertiv and PPG are just huge organizations in making hundreds of millions of dollars of investment and adding hundreds more employees in Delaware County in particular, and obviously elsewhere, but just very, very good community partners, just good organizations and growing very dramatically. I mean, it's really, really interesting and really good to
Vertiv's
see.
national headquarters is actually here.
Yeah,
It's on
right.
Cleveland Avenue.
Right. That's the old Liebert. It was
Yeah.
originally a Liebert.
Oh, that's right, it was.
And has been through a couple ownership changes since, but doing very well and great to see. And they really are committed to Delaware City, Delaware County, and the region, which is just really nice. So we really appreciate them. I saw in the paper, or maybe it was online, yesterday I think it was, that Delaware Area Career Center had their graduation ceremony. They had 654 graduates in their class. And I just didn't realize how
That's-
big they've
yeah.
become.
Yeah,
That's
I didn't either.
really significant. And we've known that they've really embraced, the jobs for, the current economy. And, but again, just 654 grads in this class, 2026
Oh, that's great.
class. So just want
Yeah.
to recognize Jay Perota and the whole team there, and they're expanding. I mean, it's really, they're really doing a nice job of addressing the workforce needs that we have here in Delaware County.
Do they work too with Columbus State, I believe?
I don't know that they have a formal arrangement. I'm
I
not
thought
sure.
they had some arrangement too. There is some collaboration we learned about a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
I believe. And then also with O.
I know Owood they do,
Owood,
but I'm not
too.
sure about
Yeah,
the Career
yeah.
Center, but would not surprise me.
Yeah,
But they have a whole bunch of array of new programs that are really focused on what the market is asking for in terms of employees. So congratulations to them. Just wanted to give them a shout out. We had a SEPCO board retreat last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The focus there, SEPCO's our health insurance company, is wellness is going to be a key focus going forward. There's going to be all sorts of initiatives and so on that will address trying to keep people healthy versus having to fix things after people become unhealthy. And rising costs in healthcare continue to rise. There's no short-term indicators that the costs are going to come down. So it's a challenge, no doubt about it. And a lot of counties are doing all sorts of alternative strategies to contain healthcare costs. So I'm sure we'll have those discussions in the coming months as we work on our renewal. It's a big expense for the county. EMS awards, I don't know if that was mentioned before, but I missed last Thursday. That was fun. Jeff Fischel, the director, and the whole team are just doing a great job. And there's a lot of camaraderie and good spirits there. And
huge crowd.
Yeah, big crowd.
Yeah, families.
Easily a couple hundred people and just a lot of excitement. So I was happy to be able to participate in that and hand out some awards. Social services groundbreaking, I think we probably covered that last week. Again, I missed Thursday, but went very well. Got a lot of good coverage. Very important project. Regional planning is this evening, CCA, Central Committee. And then I also want to mention Tom Bosco, just announced that he's leaving
Yes.
Channel 6 here in Central Ohio and
Going to Albany.
going to New York. Yeah. And Tom, just a really nice guy and just did a really nice job. He lives here in Delaware. And
Has for a while too.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize he was from New York. He's been here for so
Yeah.
long.
Moving back, be closer to family.
Yeah, and different
Yeah.
role there,
Yes.
but I don't know. I assume he'll probably be moving, but wanted to thank him for all he's done for
Oh, that's a good point. Right.
Delaware and the community and so on. He's been a
Right.
big partner locally, very supportive of Delaware. That is it.
Jeff, I thought of one other thing, mentioning the importance of employment. One of the things that we were really concentrated on with the research that was done on all these grant applications was making certain that people who are who are coming out of any type of problems with drugs, opioids, alcohol, have the opportunity to become employed. And so there are ways to help them. And so we approved several grants that.
Is it through Stepping Up or
That did
outside of
this.
Stepping Up?
No, it was actually outside. We do that. The Stepping Up does, some of that through partnerships too. But these were separate grant proposals, and they were all different. But several included several counties within one grant, and just whatever particular grant specified the exact vehicle by which this was going to be done. And the people who served on this grant committee were experts in actually in helping people, basically, yeah. And so they could make certain that the right people were helping. And but the emphasis on workforce is extremely important, getting people
Oh, yeah.
employed after coming off tough times, so,
Yep, that's really important.
yeah. So thank you.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
I think with
We
that,
do not
no
have-
further business.